Countdown. All right, we are live. We are live. Greetings, everyone. Beautiful day. Hope you all are well. Haki Ami, the Success Scholar. Thank you for joining us, representing Teaching Artists Institute. Here, it's a beautiful Saturday morning on our end, and we are live here in the Maryland area in the U.S. You can follow us live here at the TAI TV page, TAI TV. Teaching Artist Institute page as well. I'm broadcasting on Raising Consciousness and Capital on Facebook, as well as Raising Consciousness and Capital on YouTube, and of course, Haki Shakur Me. So on YouTube's and LinkedIn. So just a little bit everywhere. But we are happy to be joined live from our sister in Rwanda and her mom. How you say it, sister? I'm learning my Swahili.
Mume.
Mume. All right. Cool. I'm getting it. I'm getting it. Yes. So I am excited. We have this wonderful, wonderful sister, Swatara, and her husband. I'll allow for them both to introduce themselves. But first, the founder of the Teaching Artists Institute have been knowing this sister for 20 years, 20, 30, close, but they both were students at Morgan State, where I'll be going after this call. They have a pre-Kwanzaa and a HBCU conference, so I'm going to represent Teaching Artists Institute, Sister Swatara. So if I see any of your younger proteges up there, I'll be happy to tell them, check you out in Rwanda. But I'm pleased to say that we are partnering with this couple, and they are repats. And so, sister is from Detroit, by the way of Houston. Let me put that Houston in there for people. And now,
Right.
right. And the brother, I'll let him share, their story of repatriating first to Tanzania and then to Rwanda. And we are looking at doing this whole East African investment tour. So share a little bit about your story. Let's talk about, of course, you are both from the U.S. and you're a couple. You have children. You brought children with you.
Yes.
So that's amazing. That's amazing. So first, whatever you want to share, wherever you want to start from in terms of, you all going, your experiences, because a lot of people, that's just a theory in their mind. Like, can I do this? Can I repatriate? Or, so did you go to Tanzania first? Let's start with that. Or did you visit, or you been to Africa before?
So we had never been to Africa. We've both been out of the country, out of America, but never to the continent. And I always found myself just shy of a trip to the continent. So I'd already told myself that next time I do leave the country, I want to visit Africa. And Baba Swatara was like, well, I'm not trying to visit. Whenever we go, we need to stay. So that was always a rotating conversation at the house. And then our children, we raised them in an African-centered lifestyle, always telling them, the beauty of Africa. That's how we were raised. The beauty of Africa, African people, and just uplifting it in every chance we get, and deconstructing stereotypes, tearing them down. And so they said, since we love Africa so much, why aren't we there? They told us that right when the pandemic popped off, and we didn't really have a good response for that. And so we just kind of looked at each other like, why aren't we there? I don't really have a good answer for that. So it was like at that moment, it's like, you wanna do this? Like, this would be, it was like a now or never situation. The way the pandemic fell, it just lined everything up for us to go ahead and go. And if we hadn't have left then, we probably wouldn't ever.
Yeah. Wow. And so we basically started doing a lot of research, checked out a couple of different countries, and at that time, President Magufuli was still alive, and he was like vehemently against acquiescing to COVID compliance, and so that made not only East Africa, but Tanzania in particular, one of the few countries, if not, I think maybe Madagascar was open as well, but Tanzania.
Madagascar was open too? Okay, thanks for clarifying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Tanzania was open, and so no testing requirements were necessary. I think masks were on the way out in Tanzania, and so we had all of our children. And if anybody has traveled on their own before, you already know going in and out of country borders requires testing. If it's just yourself or if it's you and a mate, then that's testing sometimes in and out of your country of origin or from your destination or going to your destination. So we would have to do that with all of our children. And we were fortunate enough to be ready to go to Tanzania. And the leadership at the time there was against the testing. We were able to get everybody across the Atlantic without any testing. Once we touched down, people were living their lives. There was no fear of the pandemic. It's not that people weren't cautious and aware of it. It's there was no fear about it. And I realized that people's lifestyles kind of fed that lack of fear. Like people were outside majority of the time. People were fairly active in their lives, and probably one of the most important things that people were eating fairly clean relative to in the States. Mm-hmm. So like if anybody was getting ill based off of the pandemic, then it was minimal, and that was our experience based off of the moment we got to Tanzania.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow, beautiful. Yeah, no. So a lot of people, I became aware of how a lot more people were curious. And actually, this Wednesday, I'll be speaking at the Reginald Lewis Museum here in Baltimore, mm-hmm. where part of the discussion is like another pre-Kwanzaa discussion, but we will have discussions around traveling to Africa during Kwanzaa. Well, that's my part that I'm contributing because many people that people like going to Africa in 2020, and so many people are like curious, like, how could you do that? Like, where's your mask? Like people, saw us on the ground in Tanzania, like asking these questions. So, but that's where we Kim Swatara saw Kim actually performing there, and so we were excited to see people, and we found out that a lot of people have been going to Tanzania throughout, and so to move it up in terms of you all, you stayed in Tanzania for a little while, and then you decided to go to Rwanda. What happened to make you change that or consider it?
So Tanzania, let me start by saying, it's an absolutely beautiful place. I mean, breathtaking. It has everything. Whatever climate you desire is there. If you're looking for the jungle, if you're looking for a tropical rainforest, if you're looking for mountains, if you're looking for beaches, everything is there. If you're looking for plains and rolling hills, all of that is in Tanzania. The people are beautiful. The culture is beautiful. The food is fresh and great. I mean, it's fresh food everywhere you look, fruit trees, and it's just a phenomenal, fertile, rich place to be. In addition to that, I'll simply say that there is still work to do. And that's a part of us being here. The effects of colonialism is still present. And we just have to have the patience and the mindset and the wherewithal and the heart to actually work through that with our people. The same way we would want somebody to work through post-traumatic slave syndrome with us. And so that is there. You can't, people come as tourists and they come with really big eyes and they come, just kind of riding this effervescent wave of emotion. And just sometimes it's their first time on the continent. I mean, it's a lot of things. And then when the slightest thing goes wrong or doesn't necessarily go the way they expected it to, or if they didn't implement their planning or their research didn't go the way they planned for it to go, and they didn't get the outcome they expected, then they write off the whole continent. Right. And so that's not the example we want to set here. One of the reasons we came to Rwanda is just simply because of the opportunities present here, which have proven to be true and to be so. And so it's absolutely a sound move, but it wasn't necessarily a move away from Tanzania. It was more of an expansion in addition to the work that we already have going on. We're not done with Tanzania. We're actually looking to cover more of East Africa and then head over to other parts of Africa as we're able. But Rwanda is simply an addition to our portfolio. So Tanzania, Rwanda, being at the Artisan Conference in Nairobi recently, that opened my eyes to Kenya. I'd never been to Kenya before that. And so it really blew my mind what was there and how everything was set up. And so I'm eager to get back there, engage the opportunities, not only for us, but for our people looking to come or just looking to invest and integrate themselves into the African economy, get some of that money that was stolen from the continent back into the continent via her children, i.e. us.
Right.
Okay. So yeah, it was coming to Rwanda was an expansion.
Yeah, like Swatara said, we're not done with Tanzania. I was actually there September, if I'm not mistaken, or October. Yeah. I was in Tanzania in October after we left in September, and so there's no type of negative feeling that we had leaving. It was just time to make another move. We actually were in Tanzania for almost 2 years, and so once the opportunity presented itself, which happened to be in the form of Rwanda rolling back its COVID restrictions. That was kind of what opened the door for us. We were like, now it's time to go. We had planned to go to Rwanda shortly after we arrived in Tanzania, but the restrictions were tight, and I think they were still doing a lot of lockdowns as well here. And so curfew, lockdowns, just a lot more restrictions than now. And again, we didn't want to put the children through that. That's where my thinking goes. It would be a bit of a burden to take the children through that whole process. And then I think even some countries, if we were to try to go to another country, they might be looking for the COVID passports as far as the vaccines go. And I wouldn't want to put the children through that again as well. And so, like I say, once those restrictions got rolled back, we were able to make our way in. And we had actually had a connection with a sister here who has a business that was invaluable in us getting established and set up in Rwanda. Shout out to Jay Essence. Her business is called My Cousin Connection. We basically were received by her business, and she helped us make sure we found a place to stay. We found different assistants helping us get mobile and basically help us hit the ground running pretty much the same way we did in Tanzania. Yeah.
Wow. Beautiful. Yes. No, that sounds phenomenal. It's really interesting that many people talk about it, but you all have actually do it. Now, let me say, since you all moved your whole family, I mean, how have your family responded? I mean, are they favorable? They've been supportive.
Our family in the States.
Yeah.
Yes, you're talking about. Here, I get that one first. So we actually we were going to tell people. It's not like we were going to leave without saying anything to anybody. But me, the way I move, I could have left without saying anything to anybody, and I knew that probably wouldn't have been the right way. But we did kind of talk about it. Go ahead and do like a Zoom meeting. We gathered a bunch of our family members on both sides, and we held a Zoom meeting and told everybody what our intentions were. And they actually were thinking we were about to announce that we were about to have another baby. But we were like, hey everybody, it's that time. We're about to make our move out of the country. And it was some very mixed reactions, but none of it was, I'll say from my perspective, none of it was negative. It was people kind of being more sad than anything. But we had to reiterate to people, like, we're not leaving the planet, we just going to another country, you know. So there was, and it seemed like people still kind of feel that way, like we really, really far away. We on the same, we might not be in the same.
Well, I think we got a little frozen part. Let's see. Hopefully they'll come back on, y'all. Froze up. Let's see. So as we were saying, and hopefully they can come back in a couple of minutes. And but we have this tour coming up, and I can speak more about that. But as the sister was saying, she may have to come out and come back in. Let me text her and say, come out, come back in. But you know, that's part of the challenges of things that happen in Africa. We get online. Let me say, come out, come back in if necessary. Okay, so we'll see if they're able to join back in with us. But as I was saying, so we have this phenomenal opportunity to expand our tour, and they have a interest meeting date up. And as they were saying, just getting into, you know, the family dynamics of this. Okay, there they go. Okay.
Hold
on.
There you got. You know, the four.
Okay, we
like, wow, like y'all moving to Africa. It was like, yeah, we moving to Africa.
Okay.
And the closer we got, it was like, y'all moving to Africa.
Yeah. All of my mother, her mother was both not taking it very well.
Yeah, it got harder and harder the closer we got. And then I mean, now since then, my mom has been here twice for an extended period of time. And I think that them coming, the first trip was like a big family trip. A lot of our family came, and it kind of gave them that realization to an extent that, oh, it's not that far away. I mean, you know, it's not a car ride, but it's a plane ride. If you're a road tripper, you know, you can ride. It's not as long as the ride from Houston to Detroit.
Right.
If you're on a road trip, it's shorter.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's a good way to explain it. Right.
Realization. And they were able to really see aspects of the continent for themselves.
All right, so we are breaking up, so hopefully they can get back on here. We'll have to keep doing it in segments like that, but hey, brother.
Hey.
Yes. I'm doing the Zoom. Right now.
Their expectations as far as what we were coming into. A couple of times they said, I thought Africa was going to be like huts all over the place and like we out in just dirt all over the ground. But when we got here, their expectations were completely
normally Black people, African people in the diaspora clinging to or reaching for or grasping to the traditional aspects of the continent, and tribal culture or
rural life.
Yeah, the roots. And that's what we show. Because that's what we're longing for.
Right.
The roots. Because that's where we have our void. And so that's what we seek to fill. And that's what we show our children. And so, you know, it's not often that I remember growing up in an African-centered lifestyle or setting and seeing the megalopolis that Nairobi is. You know, seeing the megalopolis that Lagos is. Seeing that, or seeing, really even seeing beaches. Like, you don't really think about how many beaches there are in Africa and how many coastal countries there are. You don't think about that when you're in the States and you haven't been for yourself, especially if you're growing up somewhere like Detroit. I wasn't even aware of the beaches in Texas,
Right.
let alone Africa.
Right.
So yeah, coming here, seeing for yourself, putting your feet on the ground, looking your people in the eye, and really connecting on a real level, having a real idea and rubric for what it is like in different countries over here is a must. It is a must. And Africa has sustained our people, has sustained, Africa can sustain our people, okay? It has sustained every other country in the world since the beginning of time.
Right.
It is called the motherland for a reason. This is the source, okay? It might as well be the heartbeat of the world. The natural resources, the wealth, the agriculture. This is the hub. And this is what they don't need Black people to know. Because we can come over here and really integrate ourselves. We all look alike.
Right.
Yeah.
Like we think that this is home.
People don't know you are a foreigner until you open your mouth. Like that's the only time that they can really say, oh. Then they get kind of their eyes look a little differently at you then. But otherwise, I was able to travel many different places throughout Tanzania without necessarily being pointed out as a foreigner unless I did something that was contrary to the culture in a given location.
Right, and I made it a point to learn the language. I'm working on Rwanda, but I made it a point to learn Kiswahili because it's spoken here, it's spoken across East Africa.
Yeah.
Not just in Tanzania, not just in Kenya. So I'm like, if I learn Kiswahili and I can pretty much get by wherever I go in East Africa, but just reaching our people on that base level, speaking their tongue instead of the tongue of our enemies.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, and definitely appreciate that. So we are definitely excited about this opportunity with Al Kebulon Investment Corporation Company that will be partnering to do this phenomenal 3-country tour. And, you know, there will be tremendous opportunities to meet and discuss and learn and see the country as well. But, you know, many people have a desire to, you know, buy something, partner with individuals. And I just believe that, you know, for those that haven't gone before, you know, it's good to have somebody on the ground that's from here first, that's there now. So that's the unique benefit of what we hear now. Someone that's from the United States, that's lived in Tanzania and living in Rwanda. So, you know, compare, some people just, you know, listen to people that's there, you know, and just go and try to create friends there, which, you know, is good. And some people just listen to people here and say, oh, you said Our skill set to invest. But it's best that we have this reality of an opportunity this time around. So I'm excited about that. And so we're going to get this into some people that have that level of consciousness and capital. Because, of course, I always say, like, you need a little bit of money to go to Africa now. You can't just be, you know, so enough like struggle in the United States. You got to pay for a plane ticket. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta invest something to get there. And but once you're there, costs can be a little less expensive. And so I'm excited about this opportunity. And we have the link. I don't know if y'all still there, but I put the date up there. But we'll hold on. Let me find the date again. But they might have chimed out again. But either way, let's see. Am I still live? Yeah, I'm still live. But mark this time down. Let me look at the actual time. But if anybody's interested, anybody's watching this presentation, please leave a message. Email me hakiami@gmail.com or text or call or WhatsApp or wherever 1-410-209-9687. Again, 1-410-209-9687. But we'll do a little bit more of this again. I don't want to hold, it's Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon there in Rwanda, and I'm going to get myself ready for the Morgan State University. Okay. But so I don't have nothing much more. I'll try. If they come back, I'll put their phone number or contact in the inbox. But that's all we wanted to do. Just do a little plug for this East African tour. And we have some powerful people coming up, and we are going next week. The president of Kenya will be in the U.S., and so we will be. Some of our team will be there, including myself. So we're making moves. We're making moves and making things happen. So that's all I have to say here today, but we just wanted to do that's 30 minutes is a long enough time to get you interested. I can show you pictures and video, but please go back and look through all of our videos from Kenya on the TAI TV page, the Raising Consciousness and Capital page, or Hakiami page, and definitely like, share, and subscribe. We are striving to grow our videos and YouTube presence, of course, on our Raising Consciousness and Capital page. So we are out, y'all. Next time, say hello to me, share, like, and subscribe. Be a friend, be a supporter, and definitely connect to us. People that deserve this. So put up collectively together with some of your organizations, peer groups, and do a drawing and get one person to go for you all collectively. So those are some of the options. So definitely want to thank the sister and her mame, M-U-M-E, that's husband in Swahili. So I got my Swahili dictionary, so I'm ready to go. So we are out, y'all. Thank you all for chiming in. That was Sista Swatara. She's out of the Houston area by way of Detroit, Morgan State alum, and her Baba oh man, I don't have his name in front of me, but I gotta get his name so I can say it properly. But great couple doing tremendous work, repatriating and staying and holding that line and reaching back here to us to bring us there to invest, to repatriate, to tour, to see. Hey, some people may just want to say, hey, I came, I learned about opportunities, but I want everybody to think like an investor, to think like an entrepreneur. So even if you're just somebody to work a job and you think, I'm not an investor. Well, you work a job here, you paying bills here, you may see an opportunity. You may see how beneficial the money, your US dollar, how it grows and what you can get there. And you're just like, wow, I really can. There he is, Sister Brother Sent
Then
Swatara and Swatara.
Yes.
so
No, it's okay. Yeah, no,
represent an opportunity that people can benefit from that is it's invaluable. And like I say, people already know who we are. I don't want to say you can trust us, because that's normally what somebody who you can't trust says. But as 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 family who knows us, and extended family who knows us, we're not here to take from anybody. We weren't taking from anybody in the States, so we wouldn't do that once we leave. So
Our love for our people, if you know us, and many of you do, is unquestionable.
Mhm.
It's unquestionable. Like it's not about profit. It's not about us making money. It's not about any of that. It's about sustaining ourselves as a people on the continent and abroad. Period.
Right.
Period.
And
Can't complain about China and all these other entities coming in and raping the continent. I mean, let's not sugarcoat. That's what's happening. Who's going to fill that void? Who's going to invest in her? If it's saturated with us, who else can come in? We are in that protective layer, and our dollar is the same. It's just that strong. It goes just as far. Let me not even get into the black dollar and our buying power in America alone. Every major corporation is pandering to black money. They need black women to buy into things so that the black dollar goes to their corporations. Right?
Right.
That's because we got money. We have it. We're spending it.
And while individually some of us are doing well, collectively is where the power is. Like we all know that there's great power when it comes to a group effort. And so not only is that true with say construction, but if we're talking about doing business on a collective level, we can easily be some of the biggest economy movers in any East African country. And really, I'm saying East African country, but I'm sure I know Africa can develop immensely based off of our collective input as a people.
That's right. That's right. And we're talking about East Africa because when we're talking about East Africa, it's not speculation. We're here.
We're here. We know.
And we're doing it. We have East African business. We've gotten property here. We've built here. So this is not something we're, just suggesting. This is something we're modeling and living. We've chosen to nation build here.
And we navigate. We're navigating the pitfalls before anybody else has to.
Right.
That we know of.
We want to make your process easier. Yeah. We want to make it because, like I said, we know everybody doesn't want to come. We want to make it so that you don't necessarily have to. You can still reap the benefits of whatever you invest in over here without actually having to come here forever.
Absolutely. I'm excited because, this will be our first time really having a partner on the ground. And we've built up such a network over, with the people that have come there. I mean, the last investment tour we did was someone here. So it's a it's a total different game, I believe. And so I think, and that's what, with our partners and our elders in Teaching Artists Institute. I'm like, look, we have to do our part here to let the word get spread in the proper audiences. And so I want you all to feel confident that, you know, I'm taking responsibility to ensure that this is, you know, a big thing, and it's a priority to ensure that we are a success in those regards. So I'll be in everybody's face, getting the people together, organizing. So I just want to say thank you all. I'm going to go to Morgan State now and do this Kwanzaa and pre-Kwanzaa and the knowledge store going on there. So I just want to thank you, and we'll do it again like a month or two or something. But the interest meeting. The interest meeting
is on December 29th. We'll put the link here in this chat area. Yes. And if you're watching the Facebook stream, then the link is in the caption or description. Putting that in now. At the interest meeting, we'll get into more detail. You can hear from some of the businesses and entrepreneurs that are here. You can get some numbers and hear about some actual real opportunities that really you don't even have to wait until the tour to get involved in. You can get involved in now and come on the tour and check on your business.
There you go. Many different opportunities too.
Yeah, so that's all. We'll be talking about all of those things at the interest meeting. And I mean, let's get a move on. You know, if this is speaking to you, you know, if this is calling out to you. And if it is calling out to you, then that just means it's time. That just means it's time. It's time to get to the continent or get your interest to the continent and start changing the trajectory of your life and someone's future here. I mean, you could completely change someone's life.
And if you are looking at this on the Facebook stream, you can easily just go to my or Swatara's Facebook page, scroll past some of the crazy stuff on there, and you'll see the Eventbrite link to the interest meeting.
Yeah.
Give that. You said give that out. Give that out again.
It's Swatara and my our individual Facebook pages. The link that's in the chat in the StreamYard comment.
It's in the description here on Facebook.
It's in the description?
Yeah, the description of the video.
Okay.
Itself.
So the description for this video on the Facebook live stream, and I think it might be in the private chat on the StreamYard. You can check both. So there you go.
Good, but I'll add it and just work the comments that people come in and comment later. And I sometimes do replays anyway, so we'll replay it back at a more evening type of thing where people are sitting at home or something, and one day during the week. So
if everybody should feel comfortable to communicate directly with me or Swatara or Haki and get the information. If we don't have an answer, if I don't have an answer, Swatara will, and vice versa. If we don't have an answer, Haki will. Any of us should be able to answer your questions. And if not, on the day that you actually contact us, we should likely have an answer to your questions the day of the actual interest meeting.
All right. Thank you, family. And we will see you all next time. We'll make it happen. We'll get Sister Kim on and make it happen. All right. So till we free.
All right.
Yeah. All right.